Hello YouTube, MrVlandus here. Welcome to the second floor. So, just want to thank everybody for joining or visiting my channel. If you guys are new to this channel is where I bring my fantasy world into the physical realm. And today I am bringing something that was in my fantasy mind into the actual physical. So, just to give a little breakdown about my shed, I have been thinking about building myself something for quite some time, and I needed a place to where I can be creative, have my muse, kind of, if you would say, and a spot to where I can house all my books and all my indie friends' books, and where I could sniff them, look at them. And so I devised an idea to where I would start building something where it would be separate from the house, where I can work and where I could think. And also, my kids are getting older, and they also need a spot to hang out and unwind on the weekends. And so I thought, I don't have little girls, but I have little boys that are, one's in high school and the ones are in the upper grades of middle school. So I was like, you know what, I need to do something. So I put my head together. It was scattered all over the place, so I got it all back together. And I thought, I need a place where I can play games with them, as well as keep them in my life, as to so they can see what I do as a hobby, as something to relax, so they have a different idea of what to do to relax instead of the alternatives that are out there. So I'm going to have them close to me on the second floor. My station's going to be right over here. Their station's going to be here and over on the other side. So they'll be in the same area where I'm at. And they'll have their, their play area, their arts area, their arts and crafts stuff. And they'll have access to all of my stuff to where they can build their crafts. And I can be here to help them along. So that's my idea. Anyway, that's underway. I am pretty close to putting insulation on, and actually that's the next step. So insulation, and then drywall up here, and then downstairs it's going to be wainscoting and drywall and some medieval type texture for the drywall. That's gonna be fun. So I've been chatting a lot on Threads, and if you guys are not on Threads, get on there. It's a pretty good community there. They chit chat about random things. There's not as much negativity that I've seen so far, but as everything goes, just give it time. All things do get ruined once in a while, but Threads is pretty good. The interaction that I've had with some of the people there have been nice, and it's good to conversate with other writers who are going through something that you already went through. Like one thing that I am seeing a lot is that a lot of the writers are having dry spots or writer's block or something that slows them down in their writing, their creativity. And I see that, and I let them, I tell them, this is what I've done to get over those dry areas, those writer's blocks, those kind of issues. And it seems like it's received well. I'm not going to leave you hanging, but whenever I am writing, like right now, I have been working on this since November of last year, and it's just me working on it. I'm doing everything by myself, so I've had to put my actual writing down to focus solely on this. But I am not fully letting go of my writing because I am actually taking notes. I'm writing notes. I'm jotting down little passages on my phone when I have time. So I am not letting go completely. And when I am fully able to write and sit down and write stories and I run out of ideas, I generally just switch gears. I switch gears and I go to something new. I will, but it has to be something that's involved with the story that I'm writing or the fantasy world that I have created. So as of right now, if I could calculate it right, I have around 9,000 to 10,000 years worth of history in my fantasy world that I have created. And that just didn't happen overnight. That happened over years. And I've been trying to talk to some of the writers on there that are kind of down in the mouth, telling, hey, don't worry about it. Just, get a notebook and jot down ideas. It might not have to do with the story you're doing, but those ideas might come into play later on when you go to create a different story. So that's one of the ideas I pass out is I tell them, hey, get a notebook, get a piece of paper, open up Scrivener or open up Notepad on your phone and just jot down a little note, jot down an idea, and save it for later. And that's what helped me get through my drive spells. So some of you that have been following me for a while, you know that I craft, I cosplay, I make my own stuff. Let me show you. So I went to the Renaissance Fair a couple years ago, and I picked up these wooden swords. And this is about the time where I wasn't, for like 2 or 3 years in my life, I was not really focused on writing, but I had the voice in the back of my head telling me, hey, you gotta write, you gotta create something, you got to do something. So I bought 2 wooden swords, and this is what I did with them. This didn't come like this. I made this. I made the sheath. I made the leather work on it. I don't know if it's coming out right, but on there's flowers that I engraved in there. I'll have to take pictures of this and post it. I never finished it because I just never did. But I sanded it down and I made little reliefs on there on both sides. And I just never finished it. I don't know why. Just never did. But it was like a stepping stone to help me through the dry times. This is actual leather. I had little pieces of leather that I cut up and then nailed on here. So for writers who are following me, you don't have to do things like this, but you can do other things. You can draw. You can, I don't know, make crossword puzzles. I don't know if that will help, but this is just something that helped me. So this video is one a little too long, so I believe I'll cut it here. I do appreciate you guys coming along to see my journey and what I'm doing with my writing career and my dreams. You can do a lot of the stuff you dream. If it's going to for the betterment of yourself, you can do a lot of this stuff. You can do it. It's not going to be easy. Never is easy. A lot of the big writers, they had to work at it. And that goes with anything. If you're having a hard time at the job, just take a breather. Think about your main goals, what you want to do. And you have to realize you need a financial basis to help fund your passion. So, there's a lot to think about. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Hope you guys enjoy your evening. And as always, please stay being creative.